I promise you, in the next 3 to 3.5 hours, you're going to experience something that I do not believe many of you experienced before. If you see what I saw, and you always hear that what's the generation, the current young generation doing, and are we safe, and are we handing the world off to this group of people? And a shiver runs up your spine because you're scared. Hopefully after tonight you will walk away and you'll say, there is hope. In fact, I guarantee you, you will walk away and you will feel there is hope. These young adults have done amazing things. This is all about public speaking, but it's a whole lot more than public speaking. We live in a world today where innovation, how do we get people to become more creative? How do we get them to contribute to the big equation known as life? And if you become a good public speaker, it makes things happen inside. And that's what's happening in these young adults, because when you want to share a new idea, then the best way to do that is to take an old idea that everyone else knows, take your new idea, put it on the back of that old idea, and build a couple bridges or connections between the two. That is known as an analogy. And when you learn to think in analogies, you start to put things that nature never put next to each other. You put them next to each other, and you figure out what's similar, what connects the two. And when you start thinking like that, then you come up with these amazing solutions. Actually become more creative. But it also helps them become better communicators. And someone who can stand up in front of a group of people and share what they really feel and mean, that gives you a sense of power. And when you have that sense of power, it gives you self-confidence. And more people need self-confidence, I think, not only in Hungary, but anywhere in the world. I mean, it is seriously in deficiency. So it gives them self-confidence, it gives them the ability to become creative, and somebody who can think well and can express themselves becomes someone who has self-esteem. And when you have self-esteem, you like yourself more, and if you like yourself more, you become optimistic. So a simple tool like simply public speaking takes a person and adds so many other dimensions to it. Now, it's not enough just to give one speech and say, done for the rest of my life. Hopefully in the class what we've achieved is gotten a little motor started, curiosity built, and the desire. We lit the fire under the desire that they will find places and opportunities in their future lives to be able to use this. But they have clearly started down that path. May I introduce you to the world's future 13 leaders. These are, as I said in the beginning, remarkable human beings. And there are a lot of people who have doubts about whether this world is on the right path or not. And we need people who have this kind of courage and this kind of character to keep this ship going in the right direction. And it gives me more than satisfaction to have the ability and the opportunity to work with people who I know make a lasting impact on the world that all of us will leave behind sooner or later. Some have left sooner, some will leave later. But the fact is, it is our responsibility to make sure that what we have, we hand over to those who are willing to run with it at a time when we have that opportunity. Because 5 and 10 and 15 years from now, it will do us very little good to say, I wish I would have. If only I would have. And in this case, this is the second group of students like this. There was, as I mentioned earlier, in November. These kids, I felt it. I was told years ago in a class that I was taking in Dallas, Texas, where it said, once you get it, you need to give it away. Now these future leaders have it. And I'm working on a program, and hopefully by September I'll be able to roll it out, where I'll give them an opportunity to now take what they have to give it away. And maybe they don't give it away here in Budapest, maybe they give it away in Prague or Berlin or wherever they may be. But they now have a responsibility. Now they can't say, I don't know how to do it. Right? It's easy before you get up here, so make that decision wisely. Because once you dedicate yourself and you learn to do this, you now have a responsibility. It's not an option. Too many people think life has options. Life has responsibilities. And these 13 young adults have taken the opportunity and have chosen to make that responsibility theirs. And I think we owe it to them to continue to wag our pom-poms, shake our pom-poms, and make sure they get all the support they need as they embark on their future careers and embark to make this a better world that we're all part of.